Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We did it! All right.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. Just moments ago, our station received reports of a new disease that is spreading throughout our city. Not much is known about this disease at the moment, so we want to go over to Jaden Jefferson for more on this. Jaden?
Thanks, Chris. Here in the Glass City, an epidemic of wild imaginations is spreading, resulting in a mind flooded with infinite potential ideas, yet determined enough to find the best one. I was able to speak with a few of the afflicted earlier today.
I just saw all these other people, just regular, everyday people were going ahead and just playing with makeup and creating these looks, and I just thought that that was something I wanted to do. I love color, I like going outside of the lines, and I like pushing people to try something more.
You're capturing a single moment in time in a single frame, and it has to be meaningful, it has to say something. The creativity is what grabs people's attention. Everything that we create is built on the backs of somebody else that created it before us, and then the generations of people after us that are gonna build on our backs to create more. It's huge, it's everything.
And it turns out that some have had the disease for years.
I remember my teacher pulled me aside and he said, "Hey, you got a gift." Other kids that were shooting weren't into it as much as me. I remember that moment, and I remember being like, this is what I'm supposed to do.
I'm very inspired by people in general and what they have to say. Watching someone make something out of nothing, that's my inspiration.
The city has declared a state of emergency and is completely locked down to keep it from spreading.
I think we have an amazing amount of creatives in this city, different cultures, ages. We band together because those that are coming after us, they need to see us working together and getting it done.
There's a spirit in our community of loving to make good things.
Creativity is thinking and concepting and shaping your ideas.
It's being innovative, coming at things with an original perspective.
It has to come from within, so you have to use your own imagination, your own thoughts, your own ideas.
It's a matter of finding inspiration, putting together in your head what it is you want to do, and then actually executing it.
Hello, and welcome to the 2021 American Advertising Awards for Toledo. Tonight, we recognize some of the best work in our market. I have the pleasure of announcing the first Addy Award of the evening. Our first Gold Addy Award goes to the Toledo Museum of Art for their Radical Tradition exhibition. Let's take a look.
This year, the Silver Addy winners have been split into 3 groups. Here's the first group.
A Silver Addy Award goes to the Toledo Walleye for the Toledo Walleye Game Day poster.
A Silver Addy Award goes to Madhouse for the IntelliShop website created for IntelliShop.
A Silver Addy Award goes to Melissa Worman Designs for the Toledo Opera 2020-21 season posters, created for the Toledo Opera.
We developed a program in the States with a group of other audiologists. We all focus on one region. My region that I focus on is the
A Silver Addy Award goes to Anserina Films for the video Heard Aid, created for Hear Aid.
Individuals who do not have the ability to get any kind of care.
It is an honor to be presenting this year's first Judge's Choice winner. A Judge's Choice and Gold Addy Award goes to Melissa Werman Designs for Sauce Detroit branding. Now, let's hear from Judge Adam Brown.
Hello, 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 Toledo, Ohio. I'm Adam Brown, founder and creative director of a brand design studio called Marrow, right here in the heart of downtown Lexington, Kentucky. More importantly, I'm one of your American Advertising Awards judges. Before we go any further, holy shit, there is some absolutely incredible work coming out of your all's market. One project in particular, though, really rose above the rest for me. It's the entry that I get to give my Judge's Choice Awards to. Let me kind of run you through my process here, because we're judging dozens and dozens and dozens of entries, and I get to one, and it just makes me start to wonder, how did this even get made? So we're opening an Italian restaurant. Okay, tell me more. It's in the heart of Detroit. Perfect. Say no more. I'm thinking mid-century modern, coastal California, deep blue, hot pinks, flamingos, palm trees. It's perfect. What? It shouldn't work. It doesn't make any damn sense, but the execution, chef's kiss. So I'm really pleased to give my Judge's Choice Award to the Brand Identity Campaign for Sauce Detroit. A brand identity for an Italian restaurant in the heart of the Midwest, set in mid-century modern times with a coastal Californian aesthetic. Whatever. It's gonna turn heads in Detroit, it's probably gonna turn heads at District, might even turn a few heads at Nationals, and to all the award winners tonight, congratulations, you have a lot to be proud of. I'm Adam Brown, thank you so much for inviting me into your market, can't wait to see what you all produce next.
Been a whole year since we started Toledo Creatives, since we had the first meeting in your studio in downtown Toledo.
This year in particular, I feel like this whole pandemic has really just brought this huge need for community. That gets me motivated. Seeing how people can be creative on the spot is inspiring to me.
The Bronze Addy winners have been split into two groups this year. Here's Group 1.
A Bronze Addy Award goes to Ulrich Pinciati for Eagle Evening Invite with Mask, created for Notre Dame Academy.
A Bronze Addy Award goes to Melissa Werman Designs for TSO Brahms vs. Radiohead ad, created for the Toledo Symphony.
A Bronze Addy Award goes to V Creative for the Toledo Fire and Rescue poster campaign, created for Toledo Fire and Rescue.
A Bronze Addy Award goes to Madhouse for United 211 Awareness, created for United Way of Greater Toledo.
Thanks for calling United Way 211. This is Andrea. How can I help you?
It's time to play
Hold It!
A Bronze Addy Award goes to Mad Ave Group for Hold It, created for Lakeland Auto and Marine.
And welcome everyone to Hold It, the game you play while you're on hold.
A Bronze Addy Award goes to Dream Louder and F.J. Westcott for the music video Just One Note, created for Dream Louder and FJ Westcott.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be here with you tonight virtually to present this year's Silver Medal Award. The Silver Medal Award is the highest honor that AAF Toledo gives out. This Lifetime Achievement Award was established in 1959 to recognize men and women who have made outstanding contributions to advertising and who have been active in furthering the industry standards, creative excellence, and responsibility in areas of social concerns. I'm extremely excited that this year's winner is actually a really good friend of mine. We started working together in the early 90s, and I think you'll get the idea that he meets all the criteria for the award, and then some. On the outside and represented by his work in the business, or if you saw his memorable video at last year's awards show, you might think he's all fun and games. But deep inside, he's one of the most creative and passionately artistic people you'd ever want to meet. He's a one-of-a-kind thinker, and he has the accolades to back it up. Even though his career has been mainly with one company, he has many fortes. As an experienced radio host, producer, copywriter, voiceover artist, on-camera talent, creative director, marketing educator, and much more. I think the thing that stands out the most is his passion for pleasing clients and helping them to achieve their marketing goals. Above all, he's a devoted family man and really a pretty nice guy. So I'm excited and honored to virtually present the 2020-2021 Silver Medal Award to Scott Gregory of Mad Ave Group.
Who's this for?
I met Scott at a latex convention. I met Scott in an opium den.
I met Scott in jail.
Scott and I dated for a time in the 1970s, and I called it off when I learned he was in junior high.
I like to think of Scott as competition I never really had to worry about.
I've watched Scott work over the years, through a little hole in the wall.
Scott has always been nice enough to mostly do all my free stuff for me.
I have been blessed to have been able to know and work with Scott Gregory.
One thing I really love about him is he can take the most mundane thing and put this really stupid twist on it and make it hilarious to hear or read.
When Binkelman was founded in 1946, we made prosthetic leather nipples. I don't know what they were used for, but they were pretty hot.
He is certainly not afraid to push the envelope. He's pushed us a little bit to really get outside the box.
In an office for a birthday, they hand around a card typically, and folks will sign the card and have their little message on there. Well, it's my first year at Mad Ave Group, and that happens. Everybody signs their little message of happy birthday. And I can tell you, I remember one message that was on there. It was from Scott Gregory, and it said, "I'm not interested, Scott."
With me once again is Ed Beam, Professor of Steelology at Parker Steel. Hello. Today's letter comes from Jimmy Hoop in Hollertown, and he writes, "Dear Professor Ed Beam, how do I measure the flange on I-beams and channels? I'll hang up and listen for your answer." Professor?
Look, his sense of humor is different. It's a little odd. That's sort of his special sauce. Look, if you don't use any of this, I don't care. I don't need this.
Scott's one of the most creative people that I've ever worked with. And the fun part of it is that he has, we all know, a very twisted sense of humor.
I honestly don't know where it comes from.
Do you suffer with nervous skin or ripening bowels? Ashamed of your chronic lumpy bikini area? Maybe you've got horse toe or pirate's knee. Could it be liver stiffness that's keeping you up all night? What's the story on your greasy sex glands? Looks like your elbow fungus is contagious. And yes, it's quite possible you were fired because of your raging case of tramp throat. Whatever's ailing you, we've got a belt, hose, or bearing that can fix it. Unless, of course, you've got stinky chin. Ain't nothing we can do about that.
Scott is phenomenal when it comes to his sense of humor, number one, and number two, how to execute that sense of humor for a client's brand.
Scott has been doing our on-hold messaging for the past 20 years. One of the most fun things that we hear from our customers is put me back on hold.
Scott's work is like a garbage can full of maggots. It really stinks, but you still kind of want to stare at it.
What I found unique with Scott was how he could sell a product a serious product through the process of humor. It's just fabulous.
If you're driving and you hear that Toff's Valraven Salty Caramel Fudge Truffle has salty chocolate thick fudge, salty caramel ice cream, and salty caramel truffles, you might bend forward and try to lick your car radio. And then you'll drive into a lake or the back of a dump truck. Hi, you're on the air.
Yeah, I just licked my car radio and drove into a dump truck.
I knew it.
And then a lake.
Toff's is different, and different is good. Visit toffdairy.com.
Scott is a pioneer of on-hold marketing, but that just means he still drives a covered wagon to work.
He developed this idea of comedy and humor and using those elements to entertain somebody that's on a phone. Now, he had somebody's attention for about 20 seconds while they're on hold, sometimes probably calling to complain about something.
Tired of worrying about COVID-19? Then here's good news. There are so many other diseases that can jack you up just as quickly, like African iron overload, Colorado tick fever, Fragile X syndrome, and maple syrup urine disease. Yep, they're all real, and they're all out there just waiting to ruin your day.
He's very particular about the work that gets done. He understands your abilities and your talents and gives you plenty of room to do that. But you always know he's there to make sure that that standard stays high.
It's always the best it can be for a client and that client experience.
You know, in the 30 years that I've been doing this and working with agency and marketing people, he's truly one of the few people that actually gets it. He understands the difference between fantasy and reality in both creative and in content.
But I know in his role as creative director, he has mentored a lot of other writers and creative people. And to me, that's one of the greatest things we can do to give back to the industry.
I think his true genius lies in his mastery of the spoken and the written word.
Scott is the grammar police.
He was always able to perform perfectly exactly as I scripted it. Most of the time exactly as I scripted it, because he would pick apart all the grammar errors incessantly.
He never compromises creativity or quality, ever. Budget and timelines be damned.
He's not a guy that's going to ask, how much did we sell this for? He's a guy that's going to say, here's an idea I have that can make this way bigger.
There's just nobody that looks at things the way he does.
He loves to see that people either laughed at what he wrote or learned about something from what he wrote.
He is just the most memorable person when it comes to creating content. Why make something that people are going to forget in 5 minutes? Let's create something that's going to outlive us. Let's create something that people are going to remember 8 years later that you wrote on a birthday card. That's Scott Gregory.
As a prominent silversmith, engraver, and, American hero, I need to spend time on my business, not my business phone system. With hosted voice from Revere, there's no on-site system to install or fuss with. That saves me time and stress. It integrates with laptops and mobile devices. And the features are so easy to use, even the British can figure them out. Thank you, I'm here all week.
Scott's a big fan of bluegrass music, which is why he smells like a banjo.
He's passionate about so many different things, his bluegrass.
When I first found out that he was into bluegrass, I thought that was like another Scott prank. Like, are you kidding me? That's what you're into? He doesn't think of himself as this great talent, which he is.
I think it's the combination of amazing talent and, from what I can see, zero ego.
So just watching his expressions when people give him praise is you can just see that he's humble by the way he accepts it, or doesn't accept it, I should say.
He doesn't present these false ideas that will never work, that will never resonate with the consumer. And it's really, really refreshing to work with somebody that has a sense of what's really going on in the marketplace.
We've worked on projects together and collaborated. We've had so many different experiences, and most important to me is a friendship.
Scott is just enjoyable to be around. He carries his humor all the time. Every time we have a conversation, he is just a master at it.
The Silver Medal Award is really created to honor those who have made outstanding contributions to the profession and to the community. And Scott certainly has achieved all of those things.
He's intelligent. I think he's well-spoken, thoughtful.
It's very well deserved. I'm very proud to be able to call you my buddy, and I love working with you, and hopefully we'll be able to work together for a long time. Congratulations, big time, Scott.
Congratulations, buddy.
Scott would have made a terrific garbage man.
And he can make a toothpick last for a week.
Thank you, AAF Toledo, and everyone who nominated and chose me to receive the Silver Medal Award. You'll understand, of course, if I suggest that you conduct an extensive audit of your selection process. But before that happens, I'd like to thank my mom and dad for their roles in this whole mess. One of the things they taught me is that success means nothing without humility, and I've always tried to carry that lesson with me. They also hollered at me to stop annoying my sister, so I didn't listen to everything they said. I'd also like to thank my wife, Amy, and our kids, Crosby, Lila, and Ella. They are reliable sources of humor for me and trusted sounding boards. They have no problem not laughing at my work when they don't find it funny. I'm grateful for their honesty and support. But really, would it kill you to chuckle once in a while? Amy is also a great voiceover talent who can be heard on many of the Humor on Hold productions we created Business Voice. I guess that's how she justifies not washing my socks. I wouldn't be receiving the Silver Medal Award if not for Jerry Brown, who for the better part of 3 decades has looked the other way while I try to pass off my nonsense onto our clients. Jerry is a visionary leader, a generous spirit, and he wanted me to mention, a sensitive lover. Ugh. Thank you to everyone else at Matt Ave Group, too. I'm proud of the work you do and the level of client care you provide every day. You all make me glad that I didn't become an astronaut. I'd like to mention a few of my influences as well, the comedians, writers, and advertising creatives who excited me early on. Let's Get Small. The first album from Steve Martin was life-changing for me. I have it memorized to this day. In the early years of SNL, my favorites were the lounge-singing Bill Murray and fast-talking commercial pitchman Dan Aykroyd. I've stolen a lot of their moves over the years. Then I saw the weirdo characters of Marty Short on SCTV. He's a talent who still puts me on the floor. I worship the Desert Dry comedy team of Bob and Ray, and the brilliant Stan Freberg, whose daring comedic approach threw a wrench into advertising in the 1960s and 70s and gave all of us who followed permission to think differently about the whole thing. And then there was David Letterman, a writer and comedian who changed not only late-night TV, but comedy itself. While in college, I sent a packet of material to Dave, hoping to land a job as a staff writer. It was wisely ignored. But I've always identified with how Dave poked fun at convention, and that's the angle from which I still approach a lot of my work today. Thank you to Mark Ryder, Valerie Likens, Bob Siebold, Stan Massey, Ed Hunter, Terry Lesnowitz, Chris Mitzos, Rebecca Conrad, and again Jerry Brown for speaking on my behalf. If you check your mail in the next few days, I think you'll find some very nice car wash coupons. Just my way of saying thanks. I'd like to leave you with 3 words. The first is opportunity. It's a word I love, a word I use a lot around our shop. Even in the darkest of situations, there are opportunities to create hope, awareness, and humor. I'm always encouraging our writers and now all of you to actively look for those opportunities to make your work and your world better. The second word is inspiration. It can be easy to find yourself in a rut or feeling deflated by certain circumstances, but especially as people with the power to create and share messages, we owe it to our coworkers, our audiences, and our communities to inspire, to encourage and shine a light on what's good and affirming and beautiful. Inspiring others should be our highest aspiration, not only as content creators, but as human beings. And the third word is potatoes. Baked, fried, mashed, I love them all. And I'm hoping to flash this Silver Medal Award and parlay it into free potato side dishes at area restaurants for many years to come. During his introduction, Mark referred to the Silver Medal Award as a Lifetime Achievement Award, and I realized that I had never really thought of it that way. So then, I guess this is the part where I say, I'm tremendously thankful for and humbled by this honor. And then, crawl off to die.
It's time to present another Gold Addy Award. A Gold Addy Award goes to Spar Games for the art direction on the Keep an Eye Out Kickstarter. Let's take a look.
son. How you doing?
I'm good. How's life? How's life at the FBO?
A Silver Addy Award goes to V Creative for Mercy Health Heroes, created for Mercy Health.
A Silver Addy Award goes to Melissa Werman Designs for the Atlanta Opera logo design, created for the Atlanta Opera.
I'm inspired by pattern, traveling.
Good meal.
I'm inspired by lights.
By shadows. I'm inspired by that one line in a movie that you can't stop thinking about for weeks.
A Silver Addy Award goes to Madhouse for Addy Awards Inspo, created for AAF Toledo.
What inspires me is listening to an album front to back.
Contagious?
No, I just sneezed.
So, is creativity contagious?
Yeah, I guess it could be.
For example, a skateboarder looks at the world through a different pair of lenses. What they see is a handrail, and they look to see, is it curved or is it squared? They look at a ledge, is it granite or is it waxed? The way a street goes downhill, is it rough, rocky, or smooth? You may see a set of stairs that people walk up and down. What they see is an opportunity to test their capabilities, various tricks that they have harnessed over several hours of repetition of numerous tries till they learn that trick and have it unlocked. Skateboarding is having the creativity to showcase the tricks and lines that they've put together. Filming them is part of that process. See, when another skateboarder watches your video part or sees the tricks that you've put down, it lights a spark under their ass to get up and get out there and do something of their own. It gets them thinking. It becomes contagious.
We've all had a tough year due to the pandemic, but I think it's great to see creatives in our city make the best of a bad situation. With that being said, it is my pleasure to introduce the next Judge's Choice Award. A Judge's Choice and Gold Addy Award goes to Madhouse for the film We Met in Quarantine. Let's hear from the judge.
Hi, my name is Julisse Roberts, and I'm one of your judges this year. I am a creative director at a multi-channel marketing firm here in Columbus, Ohio, and I've been doing that for approximately 12 years. Now, let me tell you a little bit about why I chose We Met in Quarantine. This was a very well done video. It told the story extremely well, especially with no words. And I just thought that was so creative. And it not only told the story about how they met, but it made you feel how they felt in quarantine. I loved how it showed them engaging in creative ways, which this time has definitely taught a lot of us on how to do that. From Zoom dating to him putting the pizza on her front porch with the wine was very creative. The tic-tac-toe and the number on the toilet paper roll, that was really, really, really creative. I loved it. The one thing I also liked was showing the days and then showing at the very end how it was the last day, but then it was also the first day of them being together. So very well done. This is why I chose this as my judge's choice.
yellow moon when you rise tonight. Make a wish on every star that shines. One for me, one for all tonight. If you find that you need a friend, you know I'll always be around. Look for me, I'll be dancing all the night. If every day were a symphony, it'd play for you and all the bells would ring. Every day would wait for you to sing. But if your world isn't quite alright, I'll be there, yeah, I'll hold you tight. Hold your dreams, hold your hopes so high. All the
I am a treehouse. I am for each of you, the young, the old, those who dream.
A Silver Addy Award goes to Metro Parks Toledo for the video, I Am a Treehouse.
I embrace you and those you love. I am shelter from the storm.
A Silver Addy Award goes to Mad Ave Group for Mad Ave Group's Valentine's Day, created for Mad Ave Group.
At Fiberon, we recognize the beauty in trees. The average wood deck uses about 11 southern yellow pine trees. We are preserving more than 1 million trees from being cut down every year.
A Silver Addy Award goes to Madhouse for Fiberon Balanced Green Story, created for Fiberon.
We all find creative inspiration in different places. Some find it in music, some find it in film, and some find it where you least expect it. I'm very pleased to announce that a Judge's Choice and Gold Addy Award goes to the Mad Av Group for the Creative Inspiration video. Now, let's hear from Judge Jennifer Hahn.
Hey everyone, I'm Jennifer Hahn, and I'm founder and chief creative officer at Articulation. We're a full-service advertising agency out in Colorado. And my judge's choice was the video titled Creative Inspiration. Because it's one thing to land just one joke, but to be able to stretch this joke over the entire time of 1 minute and 42 seconds is a pretty huge feat. And this video does that brilliantly. It starts out all inspirational, like he's just in the museum and admiring the art, and then it quickly escalates to hiding from the law and thinking about surviving on rats, and it just keeps going. So really well done, really strong stream of consciousness copywriting, and the cinematography that went with it was just really well paired with it all. It had that introspective feel, that pacing that really felt like it all meshed together. Overall, just really strong, and loved how it was something that you don't see every day. And in a competition like this, where creativity is what it's all about, it's always fun to see work that stretches your mind and makes you laugh a little bit. So congratulations, and congratulations to all of the winners. We love seeing all the work from AAF Toledo.
I find a great deal of inspiration in art, not only in the colors and texture and emotions of a painting, but in the size. For instance, with very large pieces, I like to imagine I could lift them, or I wonder how far I could carry a really big painting without dropping it. And then, if I did drop it, what would happen to it? Would the frame shatter? Would the canvas shred? Would I drop it on a sculpture and then cause that piece to fall over? If so, how far might the broken chunks of marble spray across the floor? And who would have to clean up that mess? And how much would all that damage cost? Could I get out of the museum without anyone knowing I was responsible? Even if I could, I'd have to consider that my actions were captured by video cameras. So would I have to go into hiding to avoid the law? I'd need to find a safe house here in the city, or I could look for a cave on the outskirts of town. I'm not even sure where the outskirts are. Where do the outskirts end and the suburbs begin? Then, how would I survive? Would I be forced to eat rats in my own shoes and drink my own urine, or worse, other people's urine? And how long would I have to stay away? How long could I last wearing the same clothes? I don't even like this shirt, and now I gotta wear it for the rest of my life? Art really gets me thinking.
Our world opens back up to us. Let's not take it for granted, ever again.
A Bronze Addy Award goes to Communique for the video We'll Be Back Together, Toledo.
A Bronze Addy Award goes to Dream Louder and F.J. Westcott for the self-promotion Just One Note, created for Dream Louder and F.J. Westcott.
A Bronze Addy Award goes to Ashley Vetter Design for the Designed Farm logo created for Designed Farm LLC.
A Bronze Addy Award goes to V Creative for the integrated branded content campaign Toledo Fire and Rescue, created for Toledo Fire and Rescue.
A Bronze Addy Award goes to Madhouse for the classic craft collection video, created for Therma-Tru Doors.
Since the day she was born, society has been busy telling her who to be,
A Bronze Addy Award goes to Communique for the Empower Her campaign video, created for Girl Scouts of Western Ohio.
And to stay quiet when she wants to shout.
A Bronze Addy Award goes to Spar Games for the Keep an Eye Out Kickstarter video.
I'm very pleased to announce that the Judge's Choice and Gold Addy Award goes to the Toledo Museum of Art for the Radical Tradition catalog. Let's hear from the judge.
Hello, my name is Cassidy Busen. I am a creative director at Energy BBDO and one of the lucky judges for the Toledo Addy Awards. Today, I am sharing my Judge's Choice, which was for Radical Traditions, the exhibition, and the catalog. While I will be speaking some of my thoughts, I just know every judge felt that this was such an impressive submission and was blown away by its execution. I think in the world we're in today, and obviously social change really at the forefront, this was just such a creative and innovative idea to bring in history and weave it through what our culture is experiencing real time. Even from phrases like you assume quilts and you think of comfort, and that's not the case in all the storytelling that's brought forward on these quilts and these works of art. From the design details, the layouts that was used within the catalog that was then pulled through in the exhibition that mirrored some quilted patterns. It was just so beautifully executed. But I think obviously what resonated with all of us was the bigger idea and just what they were able to pull together that both kind of showed the power of art in provoking conversation and bringing forward our history and doing it in such a beautifully and smart executed way that when we all saw it, it was an instant favorite and instant gold for all of us. So congratulations to the team on amazing work, and we continue to look forward to seeing more work like this come out in the future.
Hello, I'm Jaden Jefferson. You may have seen me on The Ellen Show, Live with Kelly and Ryan, or around the community telling your stories. I'm here to present the 2021 American Mosaic Awards. Here to tell us about the Mosaic Awards is the chair of the Mosaic Initiative, Valerie Thompson. So Valerie, what is the Mosaic Initiative?
Jaden, I first want to say thank you so much for being with us this year. We're super excited. I'm a big fan. Thank you for participating with us. The purpose of the Mosaic Initiative is to achieve diverse representation within the advertising industry. We are a connector organization that seeks to link diverse creative professionals and students to lucrative opportunities that will advance their careers. We also seek to promote and recognize those who are working to bring all who are capable to the table, not just talking about diversity and inclusion, but actually ensuring that it happens in practical ways.
And who will be awarded this year?
There are two types of Mosaic Awards. The first is for creative works. The professionals and students that design these works submit them into our competition, and the winners are chosen by our judges panel. Their work shows a clear intention to reach diverse audiences with their message and methods to bring about awareness of social issues. The second type of Mosaic Award is for the creative themselves. Members of our community send in nominations of who they think exemplify the characteristics of diversity and inclusion in their professions, and who are intentional about changing the bigger picture by bringing people from different backgrounds together and giving those people opportunities and a voice.
Thank you, Valerie. That's great. Let's introduce our winners. We have two winners for the Mosaic Award for Creative Works. First, our professional entry winner is from photographer and director Nick Amrine for his video piece titled, I Never Asked for This.
The first experience that I had with racism happened when I was 4 years old. The neighborhood that I lived in was predominantly white. It was 1981, and I'd gone down the street to play with a friend. The only thing I remember is that his mom yelled out the screen door, "What's that nigger doing in our yard?" I didn't quite know what it meant at the time. I just know that it stung, and she wasn't referring to me in a good way. I was only 4 years old.
Nick said the following on his YouTube channel. My friend Joy Parker recently posted on her Facebook asking people what their first experience of racism was. She had over 130 comments of people's experiences that struck me very deeply. I was sickened and shocked by the stories people had told. I'd like to think racism is a thing of the past, but sadly, it is something that is continuing still today on a regular basis. I wanted to gather some of the people that commented on her post and have them say it on camera to help give a face to the stories and give another outlet to be heard. I hope that you can take the time to sit and watch and listen to these stories. There is a real problem out there, and we need to all love one another and look past the color of someone's skin.
Our second winner for the Mosaic Award for Creative Works is a student entry submitted by Yona Rice from Bowling Green State University. It is an interactive game entitled A Day in Her Shoes.
This game is located on Yona's website, mindyourspeech.com, where she says the following. I created Mind Your Speech out of a combination of my personal racial experiences, my thirst for knowledge, and my dedication to social action. With this campaign, I hope to better understand how institutions, educators, and individuals can have a better commitment to tackling these forms of racism when it occurs, and even preventing it from happening in the future. I also hope to encourage people to see these representations of Blacks as an issue in our contemporary society and join us in the struggle to reconstruct their perceived identities.
Now, we will be announcing the winners of our Mosaic Nomination Awards. This year, we are so excited to honor 3 very deserving creatives for their career contributions. The first Mosaic Nomination Award is in the category of Multicultural Talent in Advertising, Content Creation.
This award recognizes those who have taken a strong and purposeful effort to use multi-ethnic talent in the conception, strategy, development, and execution of their campaigns. The winner of this category uses diverse behind-the-scenes talent, such as directors, writers, production teams, musicians, etc., to promote and market services, goods, and products.
This year's winner is Will Lucas, founder and CEO at Creatio, a marketing and production agency and brand manager for both Afrotech and Black Tech Green Money, where he leads brand strategy. Let's hear from this winner's nominator, Ambria Mikolajczyk, and then from our winner, Will Lucas.
Will, I nominated you because you are the most creative person I know. Your ability to take the words that I say and bring it to life in a way that I could have never imagined is quite special. And because of that, you are so very deserving of this award. Not only are you a force here locally in Toledo, but you are known nationally as well for your work in the creative space, in the technical space. And that's something that you should certainly be proud of. And I know you don't like tooting your own horn, so I thought I'd do that for you this time around. So again, congratulations, and it's very well deserved.
Yeah, I'm super thankful to the AAF Toledo chapter for recognizing us for this Mosaic Award. What's really important to me and our company at Creatio is to specifically help our clients and our partners reach and engage multicultural and diverse audiences. So to be recognized for something that is actually our mission is super encouraging, confirming, and affirming.
Our next Mosaic Nomination Award is in the category of Mosaic Champion.
A Mosaic champion is continuously supportive of diversity and inclusion within the industry through mentorship, has shown leadership and support of diversity and inclusion programs, and has implemented cutting-edge strategies and approaches for addressing diversity issues, among other acts.
This year's winner is Yusuf Latif, visual artist, entrepreneur, and instructor at the Toledo School for the Arts. Let's first hear from his nominator, James Dickerson, then from Yusuf.
Yo, this is messages for the homie Yusuf Latif, man. Congrats on winning a Mosaic Award. You know how proud I am of everything that you do. You know how much I learned from you, man. So, you know, being able to nominate, be one of the folks that nominated you and spoke up for the things you accomplished, man, is dope. You know, we all see your effort, man. Keep shining. Peace.
I would like to thank the American Advertising Federation for this wonderful award. What it means to me is that it's recognizing and confirming the work that I'm doing, and it's also recognizing the beautiful work that the community of Toledo is doing. I can't do the work that I do unless I'm invited to work with different folks within the city and around the country. So I want to say thank you to my city for offering me a platform and a space to be able to create my work. 25 years ago, I was a part of a program called the Young Artists at Work program through the Arts Commission, where we were able to make public work and get paid. It was then that I realized that I could have a creative career, and it was the city of Toledo that has offered a safe space, an affordable place, and a non-judgmental place to be able to create and figure things out. So I want to say thank you for all of the love and support that I've been getting from the community. This is definitely a confirmation of that. So thank you very much.
And our last winner is certainly not least. Our third Mosaic nomination category is Most Promising Multicultural Student.
This winner has been continuously supportive of diversity and inclusion programs designed to increase diverse student inclusion and awareness of various career opportunities within the advertising industry. They've used diverse talent to promote and market services, goods, products, and causes, and have addressed issues and given a voice to groups that have been stereotyped or excluded in the media.
This year's winner is Angel Dennis from Bowling Green State University. Let's first hear from our nominator, Cynthia Snodgrass, then from Angel.
Congratulations, Angel. How many times have you seen me sitting just like this in our meetings? But seriously though, I just wanted to congratulate you on winning this wonderful award offered by Mosaic, a Most Promising Multicultural Student. It's been an honor, Angel, to see you grow and progress towards your career and academic related goals, to serve as your mentor and advisor along the way. You've come a long way and you have so much more to do. I cannot wait to see what you do next, young lady. So congratulations again. Please enjoy this moment.
Hi, I would like to thank everyone for believing in me, and I'm so thankful and so honored to be presented this award as the Most Promising Multicultural Student. Growing up, I never really saw people who looked like me on TV or people who worked in spaces in the media and marketing, so that was one of my biggest passions in pursuing a degree in advertising. I want to thank Cynthia Snodgrass for nominating me, and I want to thank the American Advertising Federation for presenting me with this award. I just want to make sure that little black and brown girls all over the world know that it is possible, whatever they want to do. And I'm so excited for everyone around the world to see the change that's coming.
That concludes the Mosaic Awards portion of the show. I'm Jaden Jefferson. Thanks so much for joining me, and be sure to follow me on social media at Jaden Reports.
Thank you so much again, Jaden. And a special thank you to the Mosaic Committee and for all of the creative professionals out there who are making sure that the right stories are being told and that all are being elevated and included. It is because of your important work that our industry and this world will continue to change for the better. For more information about Mosaic, please visit our website at aaftoledo.org/mosaic.
The students are the future, and there is some phenomenal talent to be found at our local universities. I'm proud to announce that a Bronze Student Addie Award goes to Lindsay West for the project Vision. Let's take a look.
It is my pleasure to announce that a Silver Student Addie Award goes to Isaac Adams for the Mock Jameson ad.
A second Silver Student Addie Award goes to Phuc Lam for the mock ad Cool Water Cologne. Let's take a look.
We have one more Student Addie Award for the night. A Gold Student Addie Award goes to Guyona Rice for Mind Your Speech. Let's take a look.
All right, this is it. This is the moment you've been waiting for. We've got to talk about the biggest, the baddest, the bestest, the Best in Show award winner. When you're picking Best in Show, you're really just kind of looking for three things. One, is the entry technically superior in all ways? Two, is the entry taking some risks? Are they conceptually doing something that most people wouldn't be willing to do? And three, can it hold my attention for more than 15 seconds? I looked at this entry for what must have been half an hour or more. I don't know. I lost track of time. This year's Best in Show goes to This is Toledo by Your Media People. These things held my attention, grabbed me by the gut and the heart and the brain. I want to move to Toledo. I don't know if that's what you wanted me to do, but now you have to deal with me because I'm looking for houses here now. So, anyway, congratulations to all the winners, and a big congratulations to Your Media People for winning Best in Show for This is Toledo. I'm Adam Brown. Good night.
You're never gonna know what it's like to win if you don't fail.
All of the world's most historical moments probably happened over a cup of coffee.
That was kind of like my aha moment. That's when we finally figured out our craft.
You know, I want to leave behind a legacy of like this dude tried to make life better. He tried to have a positive impact on the world.
It was definitely a time where I was like, what's next for me? But I think I can do it this way and I can survive and I'll be happier.
I just love painting and creating and trying to bring happiness to others. It's the motivation that I use just to create a better world.
The world without coffee would be dull and boring.
The plan wasn't to make money. It was always about people.
I don't care how long it takes. One way or another, I was gonna make it successful.
Something just clicked, and it was like, oh, this is what I'm meant to do.
If you're gonna make that leap, make that leap. Totally dive into it.
All right, so there's like this this stigma of Asian food. So you either think cheap Chinese buffet, or it's like expensive sushi that you have to pay $20, $30, $40 a plate. So I wanted to create something in between, and that's what I was trying to do with Balance. I was born in Gyeongju, South Korea. My mom was a stay-home mom. She was a firm believer that things should be made from scratch, so she always cooked 3 meals at home. My dad passed away back in 1991. I believe it was cancer, but we don't know for sure yet because back then the technology just wasn't there. After that, sold our house and sold everything, and then decided to start a brand new life here in the United States. My grandpa on my mom's side helped out a little bit, giving us enough money to start a restaurant. We opened up our first restaurant on South Main Street in Bowling Green. I remember all the noises in the background, people just running around back and forth, yelling at each other. It was an intense business. My mom just, man, she was like the front of the house, back of the house. She did everything. I can't imagine working that kind of hours. That's how she got us through high school, through college. Everything that we wanted, she provided. Me and my brother were the first generation to go to college. My first major was apparel merchandising and product development. I studied that for about a year, and I realized I like wearing nice clothes, but I didn't want to make them. I shuffled so many different majors: art history, psychology, kinesiology, personal training for a little bit. 6 months to about a year before graduating, I started thinking, what can I do with my life that could be meaningful and impactful and still make money? I remember when I went to see my brother in Oxford, Miami, they had their first Chipotle restaurant. And we tried it, and I was like, this is genius, this is great. And I wanted to create something like that with Asian food. My mom's in restaurant business, my uncle's in restaurant business. I love food. I'm gonna have a restaurant. I met my business partner Prakash through University of Toledo, and we decided to become 50-50 partners. It took us about a little over a year to try to gather up as much money as possible. Swiped every credit card that I had, and we made our first location work. PK and I pulled $90, $100 a week sometimes for like the first 2-3 years. Getting there at like 7, 8 in the morning, and we wouldn't leave till midnight. There was no turning back for me. One way or another, I was gonna make it successful. When you first open the doors and you don't see much coming back in, that's when you start to worry. We knew in order for us to continue to have a growth strategy and just succeed, we had to open up a better location. We knew Central Avenue was a great location because you see the cars go by all the time. We opened up the doors and we got hammered. That probably was one of the best feelings in my career. I think we finally got it figured out. Now we just need to tighten up and just grow it. My mom wanted to give me and my brother an opportunity. For her to move here as an adult, not knowing how to speak English at all, that takes a lot. I've learned everything from her, working hard, being a good cook, to everything else in between. She was definitely the one that always stood beside me.
I think the system is stacked against you when you live in poverty. Why is there liquor stores on every corner of the hood? I understand how people just get stuck in that lifestyle or just living in that because there's no opportunities. I grew up in the north end of Toledo. Both my parents were heroin addicts. My brother grew up to be a heroin addict. My sister was a heroin addict. Nobody ever thought I'd be a professional artist. I got into street art through basically skateboarding. Tony Hawk doing the 900, I just remember like, oh shit, this is crazy. So I started skateboarding. When I was like 14, I had a mini ramp in the backyard and I was just outside tagging it one day. And my older cousin, he was like, yo man, you should check out graffiti. I'm like, oh, graffiti, what's that? I realized that I can turn these abandoned buildings in like really shitty neighborhoods into something beautiful and positive. It sparked that, light in me that was like, okay, there's something to this for sure. The city of Toledo put out like an artist call to paint these boarded up windows. And I was one of the artists who got chose. So that was like a big deal to me at the time. You can be having a tough day and you drive past a bright, beautiful, colorful mural. I think it just really lifts the spirit of like anybody who sees it. The drinking picked up a lot in high school. I think like most people with addictions, it's just like you start partying and just to have a good time. Not realizing at the time that I was definitely coping with just how I grew up. After high school, I was just constantly, drinking a lot. It's like growing up, oh, this is just how it's supposed to be, not realizing there's a whole other side of life. There was another artist call, this time for like a really large project, and I ended up getting it. And something just clicked. Oh, this is what I'm meant to do. I was working warehouse jobs, restaurant jobs, and hating my life and still trying to paint on the side. I think in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, that'd be cool or whatever. I love to paint, but it was like, I'm just trying to party and have a good time. April of 2017, my best friend Corey took his life. I threw my phone down, ran outside into the alley and was just screaming and crying. He always had my best interest in mind, and he was a very, very wise dude for like how young he was. I've never felt like that before in my life. And that's when the drinking got really bad. All we did was party for a couple months straight. You really want to quit, you know it's killing you, you know it's ruining every good thing you've ever had, but your brain is still like, well, let's just see how long we can keep this going for. I had a party at my house on my birthday, and this dude I used to work with showed up. And he has these like fireworks that we blow a couple off, and like it's quarter sticks of dynamite. And the one he gave me, it didn't have a wick. So like, what am I supposed to do with this? Little did I know a couple weeks later that I would be trying to light that thing off. I went to this field across the street from my house. Looking at it, I was like, there's no wick to this. So when this goes bad, because it's gonna go bad, run to my neighbor's house. I light it and instantly. Sometimes you really gotta just step back from yourself and like look at the big picture. It was meant to happen. I don't think if that would have happened, I'd have probably died some other way. I was in the hospital for 2 days before they released me. It was just so much, emotions and like trying to deal with that situation. I'm like, I don't know, I gotta get drunk. I just went and got a couple cases of beer with a buddy of mine. Looking at the case of beer and just had this thought of, man, if you keep doing this, you're gonna die. Drinking for that many years and going through everything I went in my life, I didn't want to be like my parents. There's just so many better ways to deal with issues of pain and sadness, whatever you're dealing with in life. As soon as I quit drinking, everything just switched immediately. I was starting to get large contracts with different businesses in the city. It made me realize there's just greater things out there. The rose from concrete needed fresh water to grow. Damn, I'm the fucking rose from the concrete. I came from chaos and just ugliness and blossomed into this thing of beauty. And if I can use, my pain and background and what I came from to do that, it's the motivation that I use is to create a better world. Whatever you want in this life, you can make it happen. You just gotta want it.